Michael Jackson wasn't just the king of pop, he was a global phenomenon. He broke records, shattered barriers, and created moments that changed music forever. But here's the thing. For every moonwalk, every sold-out stadium, and every chart-topping hit, there are unbelievable stories hiding behind the spotlight. Did you know Michael once tried to buy Marvel Comics so he could play Spider-Man? Or that his most famous dance move was actually borrowed from street dancers? Or that he still holds Guinness World Records more than a decade after his passing? Today on the Mind Metrics, we're diving into 30 unbelievable facts about Michael Jackson you never knew. And trust me, fact number 17 will make you question everything you thought you knew about the king of pop. Let's get started. Fact 1. Michael Jackson's glove hid more than style. Michael's famous sequined glove wasn't just about fashion. He reportedly began wearing it to cover up patches of vitiligo, a skin condition that causes pigment loss. At first, it was a practical choice, but once he wore it on stage, it became a symbol. Fans copied it, fashion brands cashed in, and suddenly, the glove was as iconic as the moonwalk itself. Even today, a single Michael Jackson glove can fetch hundreds of thousands of dollars at auction. Fact 2. Thriller is still the best-selling album of all time. Released in 1982, Thriller changed music forever. It sold an estimated 70 million copies worldwide, holding the Guinness World Record for the best-selling album. What made it special wasn't just the songs, but the marketing. Michael turned music videos into mini-movies, like the 14-minute Thriller video that terrified and thrilled millions. Beyond that, the album produced 7 top 10 singles, something unheard of at the time. It made Michael a global superstar. Fact 3. The moonwalk wasn't his invention, but he perfected it. Michael stunned the world with the moonwalk during Motown 25 in 1983. But the move itself existed long before him. Street dancers, performers like Cab Calloway, and even kids in breakdance circles had been gliding backward for decades. What Michael did was take a community dance move, polish it, and deliver it on the biggest stage imaginable. After that night, the moonwalk became synonymous with him, and every aspiring dancer wanted to master it. Fact 4, he had a pet chimp named Bubbles. Bubbles wasn't just a pet, he was family. Michael adopted the chimp in the 1980s and raised him at Neverland Ranch. Bubbles wore diapers, ate at the dinner table, and even learned how to use a toilet. He joined Michael on tours, sat in recording studios, and even met celebrities. But as Bubbles grew larger, it became unsafe to keep him at home. So he was moved to a sanctuary. Still, Michael spoke of him often with love, calling him one of his best friends. Fact 5. Michael donated more than $300 million to charity. Michael's philanthropy was immense. Throughout his life, he supported over 40 charities, including UNICEF, the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and HIV/AIDS research programs. He often visited sick children privately without cameras and donated proceeds from entire tours to humanitarian causes. The Guinness World Records once recognized him as the most charitable pop star in history. For Michael, helping children and healing the world weren't just lyrics, they were a mission. Fact 6. His hair caught fire in a Pepsi commercial. In 1984, while filming a Pepsi commercial, a pyrotechnic went off too early, setting Michael's hair on fire. He suffered 2nd and 3rd degree burns to his scalp. Though he recovered physically, it marked the beginning of his struggle with painkillers. Pepsi eventually settled with him, and Michael donated the $1.5 million to a burn center. Even in tragedy, he found a way to give back. Fact 7. He owned the Beatles' song catalog. In 1985, Michael purchased ATV Music Publishing for $47.5 million, which included the rights to most of the Beatles' songs. The move stunned Paul McCartney, who had actually encouraged Michael to invest in music publishing years earlier. Owning those rights gave Michael immense financial power. In 1995, Sony partnered with him, creating Sony/ATV, one of the most valuable catalogs in music history. It was one of the shrewdest business moves by any entertainer. Fact 8. He broke the color barrier on MTV. Before Michael, MTV rarely aired music videos by Black artists. That changed with Billie Jean in 1983. CBS Records reportedly threatened to pull all their videos if MTV didn't play Michael's. The gamble worked. Billie Jean became a sensation, and suddenly, Black artists gained visibility on the channel. Michael didn't just open a door, he knocked down a wall. Fact 9, he composed music without reading notes. Michael couldn't read or write traditional musical notation. Instead, he'd beatbox rhythms, sing full arrangements, and record them into tape recorders. Musicians in the studio often marveled at how precise he was. He could dictate every instrument's part from memory. This method gave us hits like Beat It and Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, proof that genius doesn't always follow the rules. Fact 10, he won 8 Grammys in a single night. In 1984, Michael Jackson made history at the 26th Annual Grammy Awards by winning 8 trophies in one night, the most any artist had ever taken home in a single ceremony at that time. The categories range from Album of the Year for Thriller to Record of the Year for Beat It. The sweep wasn't just impressive, it was unprecedented. That night, Michael stood on stage in his glittering jacket and iconic glove, cementing himself not just as the king of pop, but as the king of the entire music industry. It wasn't just recognition of his artistry, it was acknowledgement that he had changed the rules of music itself. To this day, that Grammy sweep is considered one of the defining moments in awards show history. Fact 11, he almost bought Marvel Comics. In the early 1990s, Marvel Comics was struggling financially, and Michael Jackson reportedly expressed interest in buying the company. His motivation? He wanted to secure the rights to Spider-Man so that he could star as the web slinger in a movie. Imagine Michael moonwalking across rooftops in a red and blue suit. While the deal never materialized, it wasn't the only time he considered stepping into Hollywood. Michael was deeply passionate about acting, auditioning for roles like Professor X in X-Men and even the Phantom in Phantom of the Opera. Ultimately, his music career always overshadowed these ambitions. But his Marvel dream remains one of the strangest what-ifs in pop culture. Fact 12, he patented his anti-gravity shoes. In 1993, Michael debuted one of his most mind-bending illusions during a live performance of Smooth Criminal. He leaned forward at a 45-degree angle, defying the laws of gravity. Fans were stunned. How did he do it? The trick came from special shoes that Michael co-patented. These shoes had slots in the heels that locked into pegs on the stage floor, creating the illusion of impossible balance. Of course, the shoes alone weren't enough. Michael also had an extraordinary core strength and control to make it look effortless. This combination of invention and artistry proved his genius extended far beyond music. Fact 13, he recorded songs with Freddie Mercury. In the 1980s, Michael teamed up with Queen frontman Freddie Mercury to record several songs, including State of Shock and There Must Be More to Life Than This. While some of these tracks were never officially released during their lifetimes, the sessions brought together two of the most powerful voices in music history. Unfortunately, scheduling conflicts and disagreements halted the project. Still, demos and later remastered versions have surfaced, giving fans a glimpse into what could have been one of the greatest collaborations of all time. Imagine an entire album of Michael Jackson and Freddie Mercury. It could have shaken the world. Fact 14, Neverland Ranch was a fantasy world. Michael's famous Neverland Ranch was more than a home. It was a 2,700-acre wonderland, complete with a Ferris wheel, carousel, roller coaster, zoo, and movie theater. It was designed to embody the magic of childhood. He named it after the fictional land from Peter Pan, reflecting his desire to preserve innocence and joy. Neverland wasn't just for him. Michael frequently invited sick and disadvantaged children to visit, giving them a chance to play, laugh, and escape their hardships. To his fans, Neverland symbolized generosity and imagination. To critics, it became controversial, but there's no denying it was one of the most unique residences in celebrity history. Fact 15, Billie Jean broke barriers on MTV. When Billie Jean debuted in 1983, MTV rarely aired videos by Black artists. Michael's record label, Epic, pushed hard for the video to get airtime. MTV initially resisted, but when it finally aired, the video exploded in popularity. Its success forced the network to change its programming, paving the way for future Black artists to find space on mainstream television. It wasn't just a hit song, it was a cultural breakthrough. Michael Jackson didn't just dominate MTV, he integrated it. Fact 16, he wanted to play Spider-Man. Michael's obsession with Spider-Man didn't end with his Marvel bid. He reportedly told friends and associates that he dreamed of portraying Peter Parker in a live-action film. His fascination with superheroes was well known. He collected comic books and admired their messages of justice and transformation. Though the role never came to him, the fact that one of the world's most famous musicians wanted to swing through skyscrapers shows just how multidimensional his ambitions really were. Fact 17, he tried to buy the Elephant Man's bones. One of the strangest stories linked to Michael is that he allegedly tried to purchase the bones of Joseph Merrick, known as the Elephant Man. Merrick was a 19th century man with severe deformities who became famous as a medical curiosity. Michael denied the rumors, but the press ran with them, painting him as eccentric. Whether true or not, the story added to the myth of Michael Jackson as someone both fascinated by and linked to the extraordinary and unusual. Fact 18. His voice spanned nearly 4 octaves. Michael's voice was one of his greatest instruments. With a range of nearly 4 octaves, he could move from deep, rich lows to piercing high notes effortlessly. He was known for his ability to use his voice percussively, turning breaths, gasps, and hiccups into part of the rhythm. This vocal versatility allowed him to master ballads like She's Out of My Life, high-energy anthems like Beat It, and socially conscious powerhouses like Earth Song. His voice wasn't just about pitch, it was about emotion, and he could pour a universe of feeling into a single note. Fact 19, he confronted racism in music. Michael often used his music to address racial issues. Songs like Black or White celebrated unity, while They Don't Care About Us addressed injustice and inequality. He spoke openly about the challenges Black artists faced in the industry and fought for representation in places like MTV. Beyond music, he was also a cultural force, breaking barriers and opening doors for the generations of Black entertainers who followed. Fact 20, he created the most expensive music video ever. Michael's duet with his sister Janet, Scream, 1995, is still recognized as the most expensive music video ever made, with a budget of about $7 million. Directed by Mark Romanek, the futuristic black and white video used elaborate sets, cutting-edge effects, and stunning choreography. The video wasn't just about extravagance. It was Michael's response to media scrutiny and public pressure. It became both a visual spectacle and a bold statement. Fact 21. He inspired entire generations of artists. Michael Jackson's influence is everywhere. Usher credits him as his biggest inspiration. Beyoncé has called him her guiding star. Justin Timberlake, Chris Brown, Bruno Mars, and The Weeknd have all drawn from his style, whether in dance, fashion, or vocal delivery. Even K-pop idols and global performers today study Michael's performances as a blueprint for stardom. His legacy is not confined to one era. It continues to shape music across the world. Fact 22, his Dangerous World Tour was monumental. From 1992 to 1993, Michael embarked on the Dangerous World Tour, performing to over 4.5 million fans across 70 concerts worldwide. The tour featured groundbreaking stage effects, dramatic set pieces, and elaborate choreography. It wasn't just a concert, it was theater, spectacle, and magic rolled into one. He also donated large portions of the tour's proceeds to charity, reinforcing that his music wasn't only about entertainment, but about impact. Fact 23, he revolutionized the Super Bowl halftime show. In 1993, Michael headlined the Super Bowl halftime show in Pasadena, California. Until then, halftime shows were largely marching bands and simple performances. Michael changed that forever. He opened by standing motionless for nearly 2 minutes while the crowd screamed. Then he launched into a medley of hits, complete with elaborate choreography. Over 135 million viewers watched, making it one of the most watched musical performances in history. Today's star-studded halftime spectacles owe everything to Michael's blueprint. Fact 24, he co-wrote We Are the World. Alongside Lionel Richie, Michael co-wrote We Are the World in 1985, a charity single featuring dozens of major artists like Stevie Wonder, Diana Ross, and Bruce Springsteen. Recorded in one night, the song became an anthem for humanitarian aid, raising over $60 million for famine relief in Africa. The song's success showed how Michael used his stardom to bring people together for a greater purpose. Fact 25, he has 2 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Few artists can boast 2 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Michael has one as a member of the Jacksons and another for his solo career. It symbolizes his dual success, first as part of a family group that conquered Motown, and later as a solo artist who changed the music world forever. Fact 26. His Neverland Zoo was home to exotic animals. Neverland wasn't just an amusement park, it was also home to a personal zoo. Michael kept elephants, giraffes, tigers, and of course, Bubbles the chimp. He often brought children to meet the animals, making Neverland a place of wonder and curiosity. While controversial later in his life, the zoo reflected Michael's lifelong fascination with nature and animals. Fact 27. He won 15 Grammy Awards in his career. Over his lifetime, Michael won 15 Grammy Awards, including the prestigious Grammy Legend Award. But awards were only part of the picture. He also won hundreds of other honors, from American Music Awards to MTV Video Music Awards, making him one of the most decorated performers in history. Fact 28. He holds multiple Guinness World Records. Michael's name appears in Guinness World Records for several achievements. The best-selling album of all time, Thriller. The most successful entertainer of all time. The largest audience for a music video broadcast, Thriller. His record-setting career continues to outshine most artists even decades later. Fact 29. He still dominates streaming platforms. Even though he passed away in 2009, Michael Jackson's music continues to thrive on platforms like Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Music. Songs like Billie Jean and Thriller rack up hundreds of millions of plays each year. His concerts and performances are shared virally across social media, introducing new generations to his artistry. It's proof that Michael Jackson's music isn't just timeless, it's eternal. Fact 30. His influence will never fade. Michael Jackson wasn't just the king of pop. He was a global icon who reshaped music, dance, fashion, and even philanthropy. His story is filled with brilliance, contradictions, triumphs, and struggles. But one thing is certain, his influence will never fade. Michael Jackson wasn't just an entertainer. He was a visionary who reshaped music, dance, and culture forever. From the glittering glove to the Guinness World Records, his influence still echoes across generations. Now that you know these 30 unbelievable facts, which one surprised you the most? Was it the secret behind his anti-gravity lean? Or the fact that he almost became Spider-Man? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what blew your mind. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the Mind Metrics, and ring the bell so you never miss another journey into the unbelievable stories of our world's most fascinating legends. Thanks for watching. And remember, true legends never fade. They just keep on inspiring.